this is Michelle with Pink and Maine. Today I'm going to walk you through making some cards with our Christmas box. Now, our Christmas box is a limited edition one-time purchase. It's not part of our subscription program, so if you really like what's inside the box, you want to go over and grab it. We have an unboxing video as well where you can go over and watch and see what's actually inside the box. But I thought I'd show you the stamp set in this video. It has this really lovely wreath here that has holly berries and some foliage. We have this adorable truck with the tree in the back. We have a cute little car over here with the presents on top, some mistletoe and a grouping of trees. And we have some really nice sayings like be merry, believe in the magic of the season, meet me under the mistletoe, and all hearts go home for Christmas. So the first card I'm going to make, I'm using the mistletoe stamp with the sentiment that kind of goes along with it. Meet me under the mistletoe. Now I've cut out, I have my white card base. I've cut out the teal cardstock that's in the box with our scalloped rectangle dies. And then I've used our stitched rectangle set 1, which layers really nicely on top of that scallop rectangle. And then I've also cut green cardstock, just a strip that kind of goes across the top there, and that's I'm gonna layer on top of that, slightly smaller, is this plaid paper from the Be Merry 6x6 paper pad, which is included in the box. Now I've stamped and colored in the mistletoe and cut it out of our nested hexagons, which we also have scalloped hexagons that fit really nicely with those to create like a scalloped edge around it. And I'm just going to put the card together like this, and I'll glue everything down. And then when I'm done gluing everything down, I'm going to add these little star rhinestones just as accents, and that will be the finishing touch for our card. One tip when you're gluing any paper down to our sparkle sheets is they are glitter cardstock. They die cut beautifully with our dies, but they are a little textured. Now the glitter doesn't easily flake off, but it does have a little texture to it, so you want to use your favorite liquid adhesive to make sure that it sticks really well. Now we'll add our sentiment up here in this corner. And I've just cut that at an angle just to add some interest and layered it with some of the green cardstock behind it. I've added a couple of foam dots to raise this up, give it some dimension. And I'm just gonna put that at the bottom of where the pattern paper meets the sparkle sheets. And then we'll just add a couple stars. So I've added a couple of the little crystal stars just as accents. And one thing to remember about adding little embellishments like this, enamel dots or your Nuvo drops or stickles or whatever little accent pieces, is you want to keep them in odd numbers. I have a total of 5 on the card. And then triangular patterns are always pleasing to the eye. So I have like 3 and a little triangle pattern up here. So there's our first card. And it's nice and sparkly. For our next card, I'm using this adorable truck that I've colored in with my Copic markers. Nice red truck with a green tree. I've used our scallop rectangle dies and our stitched rectangle set 1 again, just to give it a little finished look. It's bordered in red. I've also cut out some stitched rectangles in layering colors of green and the stripe paper from the Be Merry paper pad. I've taken a strip of our green sparkle sheets, and I've used our scallop border die to just give it a little scalloped edge. I'm going to add that along about 1 inch up from the bottom, and then I took just a 1/4 inch strip of that teal cardstock, and we're going to layer that on top of our strip of green. I've added the Be Merry to a little piece of white that I've layered in red and just cut the little banner finishes on the ends. And I'm going to use some of these adorable glitter buttons to embellish the card. So now I'll just glue all that together. So here's our finished card with the cute little truck and the Be Merry saying, and I've just glued on these little glitter buttons for an embellished touch, and they give just the right amount of sparkle and shine. I've also popped up the sentiment a little bit for dimension. For our next card, we're going to go in with some pink, and of course my favorite color is pink, so why not add some pink in for Christmas? I've used our stitched rectangle dies, and I've just layered. I've used 3 different ones, and these are from set 1 and set 2, because you can, with set 1 and set 2, when you use them together, you can get those smaller 1/8 of an inch border around. If you're wondering where I got this nice glossy piece of green paper, this is actually the back of the Be Merry paper pad. So you can actually use the back of the paper pad and get that nice green piece of paper to use on your projects as well. So I'm going to glue those down to our card base. I took that same, the back of the green Be Merry paper pad, that green piece on the back, and I cut, like a 2-inch strip was left after I had cut the rectangle. So I took it and put it across the card and just cut it at an angle. So it's going to give just a little angled stripe there. I've used our circle dies and our scallop circle dies, and I stamped and colored in the wreath, and then I put that Believe in the Magic of the Season in the center of the wreath for a sentiment. And I'm just going to put that across the middle, and then we're going to embellish this card with that cute little wood veneer of the holly and the holly berries. So here's our finished card with that pink and green wreath with a pretty plaid paper behind it, and I've popped up the scalloped circle with the wreath on it to give it some dimension, and just added that cute little wood veneer to go along with it. For our next card, we're going to do something similar with the scallop circle and the circle die with the wreath on it, with the Believe in the Magic of the Season in the center, with that same plaid paper, but I used some, added the little scalloped rectangle in there, and then put some really sparkly green sparkle sheets as a background for my card. I truly hope that that sparkle and shine comes through on the camera, because they are so gorgeous. And who doesn't love glitter for Christmas? And for this one, we're going to layer this up. We're going to add some of this red glitter ribbon that's inside the box. We're just going to put that behind, and then we're going to add some of our really pretty paper poinsettias at the end. And here's our finished card with that pretty wreath and the sentiment in the center, and the embellishments of these paper poinsettias, which are inside the box, as well as just a hint of that little red glittered ribbon as an accent there. For our next card, I stamped the adorable little car with the gifts on the top and colored it in with my Copic markers, cut it out with a circle or stitch circle die, and then I cut a scallop circle to go with that out of our lime green cardstock. I stamped the sentiment, All Hearts Come Home for Christmas, on just a little rectangular piece of white cardstock, and then I cut the little fishtail banner with my scissors out of the end there, and I cut another couple of little pieces out of red and pink to kind of go along with that. And then the plaid paper is cut from our thin fishtail banner dies, and they have a stitched edging on them. And then I've just, with scissors, I layered that, cut a layer in pink to go behind that. And then we have one of our stitched rectangles, and as well as our scalloped rectangle dies in this gorgeous red sparkle sheets. And then we're just going to layer that down to create our card. And here's our final card. I just kind of layered these little banner pieces up at the top, and I popped up the scallop circle with the car on it for some dimension, and just another adorable card. For our last card, I used our scallop rectangle dies and our stitched rectangle set 1 again to layer that piece. I also cut one of our stitched circle dies to add an accent down here in the corner, and I just kind of put that on the edge and then cut where I needed to make it fit in the corner there. And the sentiment and the truck, you may notice these are from the postcard that comes along with the box. So you get a postcard inside the box that tells you what's included in the box, the theme and the colors. But on the other side from the information, we always try to make it something with images from the box or something that coordinates with the box so that you can use it for projects or cards, just like anything else in the box. So we want to make that useful. So I have just cut out, I fussy cut with scissors, I cut that truck out, and then I just cut around the sentiment, and then I'm going to layer it with some teal cardstock. So let's put that together. So here's our finished card using the postcard that's inside the Christmas box. And like I said, I fussy cut the truck out, and I added the foam dots to pop it up for some dimension on the card. And then I decided to add some of these really pretty pink glitter rhinestones just as a finishing touch to this card. So always remember, the postcard that comes in the box, you want to use it for something. Make a card or make a project. We'll make that useful. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today and me walking you through making 6 cards out of our exclusive limited edition Christmas box. Remember, if you like any of the products in the box, you want to head on over to pinkandmane.com and pick one up for yourself before they're sold out. I have a feeling they're going to sell out. We do have a video, I'll link it in the description, with an unboxing so you can see exactly what does come in the box. I tried to use everything, but there's so much in the box I didn't get to some of the products. So you'll definitely want to check that out. But thanks for joining me today, and until we meet again, keep living the creative life.